Well, welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So let us continue with the trial. So we're going to trial yet again, and we have tons of evidence this time. So, also this time, if the recording gets to around like an hour or so, I might just pause or stop or whatever, and then continue in the next one, because it got to like over 2 hours in the previous one, so I don't want it to be ultra super long. Either way. So February 24th, 9:41 a.m., District Court Defendant, Lobby number 2. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time, and a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana. Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much. So I snuck a plea bargain. I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you. Much to my regret. I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Skye? We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. We did. But I don't know how that's gonna help, because us detective Mr. Cowboy or whatever, and I was certain that he had nothing to do with any of this. So I don't know what that's gonna do to anything here. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's a trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall. We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Skye? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. I don't even know if she's still on our side or not. It almost feels like she was absolutely willing to be completely accused of everything and just go with it. For reasons unknown. It's completely unknown why she was, like, almost unwilling to defend herself. Either she felt like she's so cornered and there's nothing that she can do, and she had spent her entire life doing this to other people, that she was like, well, this is what I get for doing that. Or there's something else going on that she's not telling me or anybody else, and there's only like a few people involved in this that actually know like what's going on here, and they're all still trying to hunt down this serial killer that they know is free, and they got the wrong person. The biggest question I have is, who is the prosecutor in that case back 2 years ago, and how is Lana involved? Because I don't think she would have been the prosecutor. She was probably chief prosecutor for some time now. So if she wasn't the prosecutor on that case, if she was, then that would make sense. That ties all of this together. If she wasn't, though, then... because we know who the detective was on that case. But, yeah. I don't know. Oh, right. We know the prosecutor. The prosecutor was Edgeworth, right? That's one of his first cases ever. So... I don't know how involved she is in all of this and why she ended up getting framed for this. Maybe because she was chief prosecutor at the time and still currently is, that they were like, okay, we got to do this way. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is what? Well, I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet victim Bruce Goodman was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Well, this one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Yeah. He's playing at something here, whether he's like, okay, it's clear she didn't do it, and the evidence will reveal that as we go forward. Or he's just like, okay, don't worry, Phoenix is going to deal with all of this. We'll just play this out the way we always have, and it will just go. Now that's what that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. Is it going to be the chief of police? No, it's first witness. Prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. Oh, the suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are gonna get wild from the get-go. Okay, yeah, This is gonna be an interesting one. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. So you're telling us that you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is, sir, I'm what you would call a part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Okay, Rock Lee, time to go for this. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you. Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more information to work with. Yeah. We'll need to question him on everything. There's a lot of things I think he's leaving out that he told me, and he didn't say here. Although it's not my normal duty, blah blah blah. So let's press on that. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Yeah, for sure. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The damn mascot thing? What? Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. This is getting weirder and weirder. This thing had to be related somehow. I was just to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. Transferal process what? What are you talking about? That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Ah, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? So you spotted a suspicious man. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed here, right? I would assume it's all 7s. There it is, I found it. It's the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir, it's 4989596. That's my number, sir. No, you can't have that number. That number, I think, appears twice on that document. I could check it, like, directly right now. I don't have to remember things. This number is incorrect, you see, because of this fact right here. Because of the fact it appears twice. He brings... Okay, so... Mystery person at 4 p.m. Who cares about mystery person? It's probably important, but who cares? Edgeworth shows up. We know that Edgeworth was called there to get some evidence by the chief of police. Then Meeks shows up at 5:50, meaning at this point, Bruce Goodman should have already been in there, which I don't think is possible. Because Bruce Goodman shows up after, or whoever attacked him showed up and was there. So, I don't think that could have been him, right? Unless I'm getting something incorrect here, where it's like at 4:50, back during this time, it was, he like got the Blue Badger in the first place, brought it somewhere, then he's bringing it back like a few minutes later, after the ceremony takes place, and he shows up at the same time as Goodman. Goodman's already in there, and then he shows up. I don't know. Let's see, huh? But the number, this one, is shown being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see, so it was during the second time when... Yes, sir. That's when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay, so this has been updated. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir. A knife. Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. Aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got the gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I fought for life, then I did it. What exactly did you mean by when you say that you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I see. He must have been desperate. And the next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then... Then the next thing I knew, yes, he punched me right in the face, sir. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that I was unconscious? Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was around 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meeks? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Okay. Chief Grant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief? Delivered it? Why is that evidence? What is that, a videotape? Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Well, it looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word, murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? I have a feeling it's not going to show no murder. Oh, jeez. Why are you here? And where is this security camera located? It's like locker height. This is like... Well, first of all, that guy's like chest was like this height, so... Yeah, glove falls out. He checks his thing. Up there's good old Meekins. It looked like Meekins just died there. Why is the security camera turny-turny? It shouldn't be like this. And there's Meekins dead. But where is the victim? Where is the victim? Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that? A wriggling piece of plywood. Sir, that's the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going as smoothly? Security video added to court records. There should just be a camera right in the corner that can see the majority of the room, and then another camera in a different corner that can see the rest of the room. That would just be the easiest thing. But instead you have a camera that's like locker height, for whatever reason, turning back and forth like a fan. Yes, well, anyways, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room and some sort of activity. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, both, the witness testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. Mystery Man. Let's go. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required a Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. But did you not see his face? The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Yes, I guess so. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belonged to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. Who knows? But everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Okay. I don't even know what to... pressing on this would even help. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with the knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter? The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not? More to the point, are you the person who fought him? You are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. But you don't know that for sure, do you? Oops. You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can be identified, his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Well, why is everyone looking at me? I have to label your stares as disturbing or... Meekins. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claimed the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're positive it was him. And then this is the locker bit. About those lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he's tried. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir. And this too. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker. This is true. How did you know that information? I have heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know. The workers in the department cafeteria, sir, they keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. No. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. It's the man's face. Sir, if I may say something, sir? Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state... can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. That's right, let's check the court record again. Is there any problem with the security video? There's a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Did that get caught on the mic? A dog barking outside? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose that we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Well, yeah, everybody would. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. Well, obviously you have to point it out. You're saying that there is a contradiction. You should be pointing it out. Just straight up. That's how it works here. Everybody can't just take your word for it. Oh, there's a contradiction. Just take my word for it, you know. I don't have to tell anybody, not the judge, not the prosecutor. Nobody else needs to know. Either way. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point to a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look at the... and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is the first time we see this individual entering. I honestly have no idea what the contradiction is going to be, but... because I don't remember seeing anything, but then again, I wasn't paying too much attention. Not at all expecting there might be a contradiction. How dare you, right at this moment, eh? So opens the locker, gloves falls out. Now we don't get to see him. Good old Meeks goes by. Slashes with knife. Though that knife, is that even the right knife? That looks like this knife. Not this knife. That's a different type of contradiction, I don't know. The thing that's strange about this video would have to be, this. Hold on a second, I need to use my eye drops. Well, I don't get it. Would you mind if I borrowed your eye medication? Oh, look at me with those... what? Biliary eyes? Before your eyes get too teary, perhaps you should think this through again, huh? Now, what did I do? Play the video again. Very well, let's try this again. Just remember one thing, Mr. Wright. Every time you point your finger at someone gets hurt. Say the one pointing his finger at... says the one pointing his finger at us. So, play the security tape again, Mr. Wright. Please show us the contradiction you speak of. To point out a problem in the video. The first time I've ever had to do that. Okay. To be fair, I have no idea. Let's fast forward a bit. No, I can just do this. And it will fast forward. his shoulder be like that? I guess Meekins grabbed him after being stabbed. If there was anything there. Well, I mean, the contradiction is right here. The guy's disappeared. Meekins is here somehow. Let me check the court record to see if anything is anything at all. Loss of blood, an hour and a half. 4 p.m. What did that mean again? Between 4 and 5:30. But do we know... Well, it's exactly 5:15 right here. But there's no body. Like, Meekins is here, but where's the dude? Like, he should be here. I don't know if I could point this out, but, Edgeworth's car... Blood on the shoe... the glove... Well, the glove would be in the locker, so would... No, this is a completely different case altogether. Jeez. Bruce Goodman, blah blah blah. Good old lost item report. Can I spray down the video? I don't know where the contradiction is. Hold on, let me check the court record again and see what I'm even supposed to be doing here. From security camera placed in the evidence room. Well, the light is lit up. I don't know how much I could rewind it and see if before it weren't. Like, I'm guessing I'm gonna need to check every single thing. Yeah, it's lit up here, which is fine. I don't know what the contradiction would be other than the body is just gone. And there should be more security footage. Oh wait, does it allow me to like point out almost anything, or can I just click? Oh shit. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm sorry, play the video again. Oh. Okay, wait. Aw, damn it. I'm gonna pause here so I could get back to the testimony, because I'm pretty sure if I click on the testimony again, I could come back to this point when I press on the last thing that he says, and there's a contradiction between what's in the video and what he just testified to, and I don't remember what he just testified to. Actually, you know what? We're gonna continue. We're gonna continue by playing the video one more time. Hopefully, we'll fast forward through the whole thing. So, he shows up. We see somebody in the security room, or Meekins sees somebody. Then Meekins comes in, confronts the person. He gets stabbed. They kerfuffle. He was supposed to have stolen the knife. which I assume he did. Now he does his fancy maneuver over here, steals the knife and stabs the guy. And then he passes out due to the blood. But that does align with what he said, right? He never looked at the guy's face. He didn't get a clear look at him. Blood on his clothes, which there was. We got to see it on his shoulder there. Aw, damn. I wish there was a way to see the testimony. Because he did open the locker. What else did Meeks say? The blue badger, it is here. This is when he comes to get it. To return it. Because earlier he had put it here. He claims he had killed the guy right at, well, when the camera was away, is during that scene. I don't remember. I'm just gonna double click on him directly. Okay. Same thing again. Return to the cross-examination. I think. May resume his cross-examination. Okay, perfect. Okay, so his face can't be clearly seen in the video. That's true. No contradictions there. But there's no question that the person was Detective Goodman. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. Which he did. Do we get to see him opening the locker? We might need to check that to make sure. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, which was confirmed. It must be him, no one else could have unlocked it. The victim's body was found in the prosecutor's office. Has to be a mistake somewhere. Yeah, am I able to present and check the videotape from in here? Yes, I can, but it just plays. There's no, like, pause, fast forward, rewind in this scene, which there should be. It would just make it a lot easier. So I don't think you could tell there, unless you pause it right then or right here. Whether he's wearing gloves or not, it's too grainy to tell. Meeks shows up. And then they do a fight. Can't tell his hands there, or there, or there, really. You can kinda see it, but is that enough? Anyways, I'm going to pause and try to figure this one out after I get back to that video. Press on this, I think, and then I'll be able to do the thing. There's a problem. Well, there clearly is. It's just I don't know. Which is part of the problem. I need to know. I needed to have caught that, and I didn't at all. Anyway, I'm gonna pause the video here-ish and then look through and see if I could figure it out. Let's pause. Okay, I'm pretty sure I had said this before, but I didn't rewind to the point, and I completely forgot it after I said it. But I'm like, was the light lit up? Would you look at them apples? The light is lit up before he even makes it over here, meaning the locker is currently open. Though I don't know how... Like, okay, let's say this is not Detective Goodman. This is somebody else pretending to be him, dressed as him, all of that. This person shows up, somehow with his security card. So they manage to get his security card. They show up here, trying to get into the locker. Did they not know that the lockers are all fingerprint protected or whatever? And they were just extraordinarily lucky that his locker just happened to be open. And then they got whatever they were looking for or whatever. That's what I'm wondering. But either way, this has to be it. This is your contradiction. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins? Sir, do you mean me? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the locker is released, or the lock is released. Who is this? According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Wait, was I supposed to do something? What's happening here? Or is it just playing again? No, there's no pauses or anything. It's just playing the whole video. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's rewind a little bit earlier. I already did that. I literally pointed that out already. Here. Notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Did he just make like a chicken sound or a turkey sound or something? Order, order, what's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh, well, it just goes to show that novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see. This isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor, say. There's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. Not gonna be another clue somewhere in this footage. There's gotta be another clue. Yes, there is. That one's easy. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. Locker wasn't locked. Then Mr. Wright, please point out something. Make pause and just fast forward my damn self. Because of the moment the locker's open, something falls directly out. And that's what we need. I was thinking of clicking on that before, and the glove that falls out, but I couldn't figure out why that would even be important. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Oh, here we go again. You're just playing it from the beginning again. I don't know. I don't know if you need to. Okay, and blop. What's this? What is that? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when the doors are open. I often fall out and roll a great distance. What? Can't be sure. That item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggered the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Here we go again. You just go to the still frame, you don't have to play it again from the very beginning. Every time. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene, it just might have been something that fit the description. But sir, by insulator you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Will we have it in our court record thing? Very well, will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the door? That's right here. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. That can't be, but we can't be sure it was the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir? It would appear so, sir. Order, order, order. Stop making chicken sounds. So we are to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman. Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in this video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins? Please testify about this. Sir. Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. This is a joke. Absolutely. Very well, begin your testimony. Again. Mystery man number 2. What? There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is issued, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 514 is the victim. Just prove the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Police staff, you say? That's even more specific and interesting. If, in this particular case, the person who might have been committing mass murder, basically, or, you know, killed multiple people, if they were like a police officer that was being investigated and tried for something like that, then that's even more specific. So is somebody on the inside doing so? And if they're still... Well, they are still alive, right? Because it looks like this is saying that the person who was accused and executed for the crime wasn't the person who committed the crime. So the serial killer is still at large. And if they're a police officer, then that's even more insane. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. Well, Mr. Spiky Head. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one. There's one other thing that proves that the man was Detective Goodman, sir. Well, I'll press just to see what he says. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this will be rock solid, do you? Believe this to be rock solid? Yes, sir. Solid as a stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages. I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. Is that card hanging from your neck? One of these ID cards? Oops. Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuffs, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if somebody were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I should wear it around I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer only has one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman? What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. No, that prosecutor again. If he's behind it all this time, the prosecutor could hide evidence. Mommy, is that man in the blue murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You got the wrong color, kid. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Well, maybe he just panicked. Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we got. Do we have something that we could present? From the prosecutor's office crime scene. I mean, that's the only thing we could present. It is the actual ID. No way. No way. He lost his ID card. And he wrote this up because this is the lost item. And he couldn't remember the ID card number because he lost his ID card. How do I even bring that up? There's one thing that proves blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. ID card is used blah 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 at the time of the crime. Time of the crime, the detective would use this card. What if we present the lost item thing? Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. No, no, no. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. A very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Lost item report? It's only half completed, but it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something has to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order, order. So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order, order, order. Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also a fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... Well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. So basically what he's saying is, the crime scene that we thought was a crime scene isn't a crime scene, therefore you don't have to worry about the same person being murdered in two places at the same time. They were just murdered in the one place, by the one person, and we could forget about everything that happened in the evidence room at the police department. Well, well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So, the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot, at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. I knew that testimony was too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered, and where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana... Yeah, well, isn't there also blood at the other crime scene? What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Will we object? Objection! One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecutor's trap. The prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. It doesn't show who done the murder. And we don't know who done the murder. We also don't know who this person is and what they were doing here and why they were here. There's a lot more to uncover with this. It also doesn't show the person leaving somehow. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. No, maybe there wasn't blood here. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify, what is his or her name? A certain Texas Ranger. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edward know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room, and I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Okay, so it's going to be a part two. So the first part of the trial, the previous day, or other day, whichever other day it was trial part 1, and then recess and trial part 2, and now it's happening again. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana? You're the one who knows everything. Emma. She probably does know a lot more than she's saying, but I don't know why she's keeping this a secret. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, Vals. Oh, good old gumshoes. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later. No, if you have something important to say, just say it. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? I've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And on top of it all, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey. Every emotion. I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay, so have you brought what I asked? Oh. Every emotion again. You mean this, right? That entire pile of papers. My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident. But Lana, that's... Thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. Yeah, like a whole 100-page report. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Really? That's how she's connected to all this. She herself was a witness. This guy was a witness. Huh. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murderers. Why would you say that? Oh wait. Now that I brought you this stuff, you're just gonna ignore me. Emma? But why? Why is your name here? What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana? This SL9 incident? Is that? That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as... the Joe Drake killings? Drake? Joe Drake. I'm gonna say it that even if I'm saying the name wrong. No. No, Lana. That's over with, no. Emma? Wait. She ran away? You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Not here, though. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. What is with this case? What is happening? Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Everybody's connected to this damn thing. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just coincidence. Of course it's not. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. This is so weird. It's almost like since all of them are connected to this, none of them can say what's actually going on here. They all have to just stay completely quiet and have some third party figure it all out, put it all together, and prove it. That's insane. Either way, episode wasn't too long, it was just about an hour, a little over an hour this time. So, yes, we will save, and in the next episode, we'll continue this. But for now, leave a like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment if you like, and I'll see everybody in the next episode.